The most important part of your Keela setup is making sure that you create a Keela membership form and publish it on your website so that folks can sign up to the memberships that you've created in your Keela account. This will ensure that all new contacts are added to your account automatically and you'll be able to manage everyone's membership subscriptions in the one place. So I wanted to show you how you can create that and also where you can learn about the process a little bit more. Make sure you're in the form section and click on this purple Create Form button. And just make sure that when you're selecting your form, when you're creating it, that you select membership from this option here. Once you've saved it, you'll see a couple of tabs up the top that are sort of separating each step of the process. So you can work through these tabs from top to bottom to kind of guide you through everything that needs to be completed. The Setup tab gives you the opportunity to choose which membership subscription plans that should be available on this form, as well as the fields and questions that you might like to ask your members on top of this if you need any other bits and pieces of information. We've got the Designer tab here where you can customize each section of the form using these content sections styling tools here. You can also customize the overall style settings of the entire form, as well as each of the 3 pages that are available to a form. So you'll begin by customizing the form page. This is where the majority of your work will be. This is the actual form that folks will be filling out when they're signing up for your membership subscriptions. Next, you have the thank you page, which appears after they've signed up and says thank you and allows them to sort of share that they've become a member online if they like. And last is the forms close page. So this will appear if you ever close this form to the public in the future and if someone accidentally accesses an old link to it. Whether you're in the Setup tab here or you're in the Designer tab over here, you're going to want to look whether you're in the setup, adjusting the questions and options available on your form, or you're in the Designer tab, customizing how your form will look. If you have any questions about the process of how a particular function works, head to our knowledge base. We have a whole section for forms down here. And you'll see that we've got numbered sets of articles that talk through each step of the process in great detail. Here's how to create a form, which we've already covered. We skipped over the overview tab section because nothing's really going on there. But you can see that we have an article here for the setup. So this might be the first article that you look through. And you'll see in this article that we've split up the information depending on what form you're looking at. So we've got donation form settings here, revenue form settings here. I might jump down to the sidebar over here and just look straight for membership form settings. So this is the information that I need for the current process. Perhaps I'd like to look at the Designer tab in a little bit more detail. So I will head back up to the top and head over to our design articles. And there's one for each of those pages that I mentioned, as well as the style settings. So in here, I can find a complete description of every single editing function that's available. So the whole process of creating a form and managing it is outlined here in sequential order. Of course, just because there are articles for every step doesn't mean you need to read them all. You can also just jump into your Keela account and play around with each of the options to get an idea of how it works. Create a test form and interact with all the little bits and pieces, see what's going on. To be honest, I think that's actually the best way to learn. And then if you come across something really specific that you're not sure, you can search for that in the knowledge base. Once you've done one, Once you're done designing your form, head over to the settings page. The final step to this process is sharing your form online. First, you'll need to publish the form. Once you're done designing your form, head over to the settings page. First, you'll need to publish your form. So it can be Once you're done designing your form, head over to the Settings tab. The final step to this process is sharing your form online. First, you'll need to publish it, so just click on this button here, and that will make it publicly shareable. All of these sharing options will appear once you've done that. I recommend sitting down with the person who is responsible for managing your website and talking through each of these sharing options with them. They'll be able to decide which option is the best for your organization. Perhaps you're the team member who is responsible for this, so you'll be sharing it with yourself and running through each option yourself. You can have a read of all 4 of the different sharing options in our knowledge base article here. Just check out step number 10, sharing your forms, and we run through each option and what it does in great detail and how you can make that work for you. The one option that I do want to go through today is probably the most popular one, embed form. This is the best practice industry recommendation. So embedding the form means that it will sit snugly within your website on a website page, so folks won't have to navigate away from there when they're signing up. This will involve a little bit of website development, as you'll need to copy this code here and paste it into the back end of your website. So you can just click on this little button here and it'll automatically copy it, and then go to your website's back end and paste it in there wherever you want the donation form to appear. So if anyone has been updating your website lately or manages your website, they should be familiar with this process. But you can also look online for resources on how to update the code of your website if you use a specific platform that has resources like that. So for example, I know that Wix and Squarespace have lots of instructional guides online for stuff like that. Once you've shared your form online, folks will be able to sign up and pay for their memberships, and they'll be automatically added to your Keela account. A contact profile will be added, their payment will be processed, and they'll receive a thank you email and a receipt. And then you'll be able to use our reporting tools to manage your members. We recommend doing this as soon as you finish setting up your membership plans, so that all that automation that I've spoken about will give you more time for the rest of your setup. Happy membership forming!